Back to creator codes. I'm so excited for this episode because you will leave this episode feeling more calm and more aware of what the F is going on. Because a lot of times when we are on this path and we are up leveling and we're expanding and all of these things, when things kind of feel like they're falling apart or they are falling apart or whatever it is that's going on that's feeling uncomfortable, it's actually a really great sign. And that is why I wanted to do this episode today, to help you feel better about this quantum leap that I guarantee you are about to make. If you are coming across this episode, it's for a reason. And we're going to get into 3 different laws of the universe that have to do with quantum leaping and how they apply to making really big shifts really quickly in your life. And a lot of times it feels like everything is falling apart and like something is about to happen, right? I feel like a lot of my tarot readings, and that's the energy when I'm picking up on the collective energy of like, okay, like something is about to happen, and I know you feel it too. And in this episode, I'm sharing the big and the small type of cues that you might be receiving as far as signs that you are about to actually make a massive quantum leap. And when I say quantum leap, it's basically going from one state of being, one reality, to another. It's kind of like jumping a timeline. Now, we're always jumping timelines in every moment, in every decision that we make. Have you ever seen those movies where 2 different timelines play out? And the key here with a quantum leap is this is a really big jump that sticks, and it's your reality, it's your life. It's not just one relationship, which we'll talk about the laws and how these things can apply. So there are 3 different types of laws that I want to talk about today, the laws of the universe. The first one is the law of previews. And this one is really cool because you may be experiencing almost having something, or it's kind of like the prize being dangled in your face, but not actually being able to hold it or receive it. This could also come in the form of seeing other people make some sort of accomplishment, or it's kind of like on social media, seeing all these people get engaged or married or have babies, or those are like the big life events that we see. And a lot of times when you're seeing something like that, it's actually proof that that is going to happen for you. It's literally the law of preview. Life shows you flashes of what's coming before it has fully landed. So this is really interesting because when we receive these previews, a lot of times our conscious mind will say, oh man, I wish that was happening for me. And it was just 3, 2, 1, I saw. So it's about to happen for you, right? And like if something almost happens, or if there's a job that you thought you really landed, but you end up not getting it, this is a preview that you're about to have something that great or greater. So know that when you are experiencing certain previews of what you are really manifesting in your life, it's a great, great, great clue that you are on the right path. Now, something that I'll definitely say with this is your reaction and response to what you see and what you notice as far as the law of previews goes will be really important to notice. Because if you basically what happens with the quantum leaps is it's almost like it's here right now, but it's your responsibility to make the leap. And that includes being that version of yourself that already has it. So if you, the version of yourself that already has it, sees someone else getting married, you wouldn't be like, oh man, I wish I had that for myself. You would be in that vibration of, wow, that's so beautiful that more love is around me and that more people are getting married, and you're happy to see that. And you're not sitting there wishing and wanting and feeling jealous. So just notice when you see a preview of something that you want and someone else gets it, notice your response. And that is a really great little focus shift. If it feels reactive, if it feels really triggered or like negative in a way, you want to get to a neutral place. Because again, if you have it, if you already are married, but you're seeing people getting married, that's just the example here, you wouldn't be mad that other people are getting married. You would be really, like, again, neutral. Maybe it wouldn't really necessarily mean anything to you, or maybe it just inspires you because you love love. Like, who doesn't love love, you know? So the law of previews is a really interesting one. And the next time you see someone experiencing a really beautiful manifestation, try not to get all up in your head about it and how they received it and you didn't, and like what that reason is. Because honestly, like when it comes to the law of previews, you're just being shown what is coming your way. So how can you actually get excited about that? It's not being stripped away from you. There's not a certain amount of people that get married every year or every, lifetime or whatever. Like, there's all of the room for you and what you are meant to experience. And when you're seeing someone else or something else play out before you, or it's like you almost get it, it's like this major opportunity. What's coming to mind is, like, for me, dating a celebrity. Like, and I know ultimately that's not my goal, but it was just, it was a law of previews for me, of me like being someone that is meant to be well known, not necessarily in a way that's just like, the childhood me of wanting attention, but more so of really wanting to make an impact. And by having these really important people coming into my life, it was a preview for me of, Cass, like, you're meant to be that influential or more, like, and so you're going to look back at these old chums and be like, and not have them on a pedestal, basically. And so, as always, that's a big lesson for me. And it's also showing me that I'm meant to be with someone who inspires me, right? And so do you see how the law of previews works? It can work in a few different ways. It doesn't necessarily mean like, I'm meant to date a celebrity. I'm probably not, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. The higher self likes to keep some surprises, and my partner is one of them. It's really interesting when I tap in with that energy. It's something I'm not meant to know because, as we know, unfolding of certain romantic relationships, the whole process and getting there and who we become in the process is the most important, so we can meet our lovers as the most whole selves as possible. At least that's my journey. And I've learned so much. And not to go off on a tangent about like love or dating or anything like that, but that is a really good example of the law of previews of, oh my God, it was the man of my dreams and then he left. Well, he was coming to show you, first of all, like, is that someone that you really want? Or like, why do you like them? And it's just like previewing what your energy is about to hold. So maybe my energy was not ready to hold a boyfriend who is legitimately a celebrity, because that's big energy, and like, I want a healthy relationship and something very divine. So the law of previews is really fun, and this is kind of how creator codes came about, is decoding life in these ways and seeing certain things that are playing out not as black and white, but kind of looking at these situations, circumstances, these, dates or people that come in and come out as signs. So what is happening around you for other people, what is almost happening for you, is a preview of what your energy could and will hold. And this could be a really great clue as far as how you can, nervous system wise and just with your body, like, feel the embodiment of what that's like to have a relationship with someone so high caliber and amazing. And this is not in an egotistical way, of course. It's again, just from a way of seeing how big of an energy is coming your way and like how noticing your response to that. So Law of previews. We love this one. And just a reminder, like, don't get discouraged if something comes in and fades out. You saw it because it's real and it's like an energy match, or it's about to be an energy match. You're just anchoring in the frequency in order to sustain this manifestation. Okay. The next law is the law of vibration. How you be vibing today? So there's something I always say, and I'm sure it's said many times, is you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you are seeing things or not seeing things that you would like to shift in your reality, you are being asked to shift your baseline frequency. And so it can match your next level reality before it arrives. Because a lot of times we want a thing in order to feel a certain way, but it's actually flip it and reverse it. We got to feel that way first in order to be in that vibration of attracting it in, right? Just like the example with when we see other people getting married, what kind of vibration does that emphasize within you or just reflect back to you, right? And if you're feeling internal tension as your body rewires, it's because it's rewiring to hold more. Confidence, abundance, love. It might feel like anxiety, disorientation, and emotional overwhelm. So know that if you're feeling overwhelmed emotionally or really anxious or disoriented, it's because you are actually literally feeling the shift, because we are energy first and then we are physical. And so when the energy changes first, the physical will change, just like how our souls are energy and then decided to come to earth and then it became physical. So it's always energy first. But so many people want to manifest things, a physical thing, and then they feel a certain way because they get the thing. But we got to flip that. We look at our vibration first and we see if we are actually in resonance and having what we want. And so the law of vibration will really emphasize a realization that to truly, truly, truly make this leap and stay there, it's important to release old identity loops, people pleasing, playing small, feeling like you're in scarcity mindset. Even if it's uncomfortable, it's really important to just have this awareness that these types of even thoughts that come through, usually the thoughts come through from your baseline vibration. So when you shift that vibration, your thoughts will change. But also when you start to be more conscious of your thoughts and shift your thoughts, it will start to impact your vibration as well. This does not mean saying mantras that you don't believe. That will not shift your vibration. Sometimes it makes it worse. When you're trying to prove something to yourself, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, but deep down you don't feel that way, that's not going to work. It's really looking at how you can shift your vibration as far as your logical mind, like buying into it. How does it actually make sense that you are abundant? Like, how does that actually make sense? Oh, well, I have this microphone and it's actually worth a lot of money. And my iPhone, it's like $1,000. And I'm living in a house. And that's just an example of the abundance. Because a lot of times we just are feeling like we need something to feel abundant. And look at the reason you want the thing. Is it to shift your vibration? Because that's not going to work. And it might for a second, but then it's going to be taken away. And the law of previews is there to show you, like, okay, there's still a little bit more of grounding into this vibration. All of these laws work together. So a quantum leap is not about doing more. It's about being different. You calibrate your field and reality follows. This is all about your creator field. This is called creator codes for a reason. And I know that a lot of these things can feel very heady or like, how do I do this or how do I do that? But really, instead of thinking about it so much, why don't you feel yourself? Like, seriously, like, feel like, what does it feel like right now? Maybe when you do feel anxious, slowing down and being like, is that the truth? Is that the truth? Because a lot of times the anxiety comes from telling ourselves lies of I can't, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not able to, all of these things. Those are lies, and it's from the past. So when we rewire that, getting our conscious mind on board by really giving ourselves this evidence that it's literally that we are living the life that we are meant to live, and everything is perfect right now. And that is not to spiritually bypass, of course. But again, it's true, because if your life if your life is the way it is, it's because it's meant to be this way right now. But if you want it to shift, that's why it gets a little wonky in the in-between. Because it's like, your vibration is shifting, and the outer world's not really reflecting the things that you want. It's because you're really being called to look at where you are vibrating and do the things, let's keep it simple, that bring you joy. And it's not about being happy all the time. Authentically express your emotions. Let those move through. That's important to maintain a healthy vibration that is attractive, is when you're being real and true with yourself and with others. And so authenticity is really key, because it's like the second we let go of needing to look a certain way is the second that we're actually really finally, like it almost is like simultaneous with the quantum leap. Because if you can't leap if you're like feeling like, I don't know, I'm just seeing someone with cement bricks on their feet and just feeling like their mind is telling them that they need to be this way. And it's like this cementing of an identity that actually is being called to be released. So ask yourself who you're identifying as, what you identify as, and what that means about you. And what would it feel like if you let go of those identities? Like, what would that open up for you? And it would open up this quantum leap. It's right here, baby. It's right here for us. We can do it. But it's not about doing it. It's about being it. We gotta be it. We can be it. I love that. Instead of saying we can do it, we can be it. We are it. But it's those limitations that are making our vibration feel like up and down and all over the place and not really stabilized. So what can you do to let your inner child shine and play and get your vibration to a place where it doesn't feel like it's all over the place and you're just constantly reacting to what's happening, but you are creating. #creator codes. Okay. And the house just spoke. I don't know what that was, but that was interesting. So we have some spirits among us. They're good, don't worry. Okay, and the last law is the law of correspondence, otherwise known as the law of reflections, just like we talked about in the last episode. So this really applies to the quantum leap, because just like we talked about, it's as within, so without. So whatever we're holding on the inside, it's going to be reflected to us. Now, I'm deepening my understanding of the law of reflections, and it's really interesting. There's so many layers to it. A lot of times the reflection that we're noticing, it's not something, okay. I used to be like, why is this being reflected to me? I'm not where I need to be, but in fact, it's different. When we are being reflected something, it's actually like the key when we can decode that to this quantum leap. And it's not about, again, getting heady and being like, oh my God, what do I do with this? Like, what's happening? It's about getting excited about being shown something that is meant to help unlock our next level. So usually when there's discomfort in your reality, it's a great sign. And like literally your physical reality. For me, I have this rash on my arm. I never get rashes. This is a reflection. Like physical things, my butt hurting for a long time. And that is a reflection of me not being comfortable with where I'm at. Because when you're sitting, right, you're like you are where you are when you're sitting. And so your butt reflects where you are. And the pain there is kind of maybe being hard on myself or just really not feeling comfortable with where I'm at in one or more areas of life. And I will say usually it's financial for me, but we're working on it. We're all works in progress here. And it's not about doing something different. It's about seeing it from a new perspective, that everything is as it should be. And when we say that, just like our bodies, right? If we want to manifest a skinnier body or lose weight or whatever, when we accept our bodies as they are, they shift naturally. And that goes for everything. So your body is a perfect example of that. And that's what happened with me, with my body. You know, I finally felt inside of me like I'm strong and beautiful and it's perfect. And suddenly I dropped like 20 pounds out of nowhere or more. And we're up and down with that journey, but it's all good because it's all reflecting back these up levels that are happening. So a lot of times your external reality will mirror the internal transformation that you're making. And once again, it's usually not in comfortable ways. So a lot of people tell me like friendships and jobs shift. I got fired from a job. That was a huge, all of these laws apply, like the law of previews. Me leaving that job, it was actually a preview of me leaving that state. When I lived in New Hampshire, I moved to Florida. So like the smaller types of things can represent a bigger thing that's about to happen. And just obviously shifting timelines and shifting out of a job title that was not in alignment with where my higher self like was ready for me to be. And so because I didn't say goodbye on my own, the universe kicked my ass out of there. And so yeah, when things fall apart, it's not as a punishment. Like these reflections are not a punishment. It is just because these outside circumstances are no longer reflecting your inner truth. And that could be even certain things shifting from within as far as your beliefs. When they shift, when you realize something, when you like learn something about yourself and your consciousness expands, your outer reality is going to shift. And usually it's, like friendships breaking or like moving, like I said, and like doing these uncomfortable things that ultimately are going to match more of what you are holding from within. So you realize that changing your outer life doesn't work if your inner beliefs, emotions, and identity haven't shifted first. So this is really big when it comes to quantum shifting. If you feel stuck and you're about to make a shift, but what's happening? There's something within your creator field, your beliefs, your emotions, your identity that is kind of feeling sticky in your energy field. And that's why the outer reality is not cracking yet, because there's something, a code that you're being called to crack from within first. So a lot of times your outer world may look like chaos, a tower moment, if you will, but oftentimes it's your old timeline breaking apart and your inner world is being reflected with more precision than ever. Because think about it. I was just thinking about that every 7 years we become a different person, like literally at like a cellular level, right? And so usually those cycles will produce new situations on the outside, but that is still physical when your body's changing. When it comes to your energy shifting and your beliefs, seriously, like it reminds me of healing as well. When your body is like ready to heal, a lot of times you'll feel the symptoms. When you've made that shift, you've learned the lesson, you will experience the symptoms. So it doesn't mean you're going backwards, you're doing something wrong. These reflections are showing you that you are out of alignment. It's actually showing you how to be further in alignment in this next up level quantum leap of your life. So it's an opportunity to see yourself in a totally new light. And when you do that, it's so cool. Like, I know you guys have gone through these moments where you had an epiphany, and it just takes a moment for your inner world to shift, and then your outer world follows. And this is how we quantum leap. As within, so without. We start here first. And it's beautiful to ask ourselves, like, we literally have the codes within. We are the creator code. So we can ask ourselves anything, because we are the guides. We are connected with our guides, with our spirit guides, with our angels, with our higher selves. Like, we are connected. And so when we can trust that and honor that, we don't need to go searching in the outer world for proof that we're doing the right thing, because it's all here. And it's always the opposite, usually, of what humans want to do, of like, I want the thing first so I feel better. Well, ask yourself, like, why do you want to feel better? Like, what is it actually going to help you feel when you make $50,000 next month? Like, what is that sensation going to bring? Like, what is it going to actually do for you? Like, what do you want out of it? And then write that down and see how you can embody those sensations right now. Maybe you want to be seen in a different light. How can you see yourself in a different light right now? What does that look like for you? Maybe you want to feel safer. Maybe like having money makes you feel more safe. Well, how can you encode that into your field right now? Maybe money will make you feel more attractive. How can you actually embody being so attractive right now? Do we see how these ingredients are actually, we can decode them through what we think we are going to get from the thing and bring that into us right now? That's how we quantum leap, is we embody the ingredients that we feel would actually be like the cake, the end result, the cake. It'll taste so yummy, it'll be so great, but like, what are the ingredients to make the cake? We gotta like do a little reverse psychology, or reverse engineering it, and actually build the ingredients in us now, so the cake naturally bakes when we are just living life and seeing ourselves in that different light. It's not about doing something different, it's just about seeing those ingredients from within right now. Gotta love this puzzle. It's just like, we are the puzzle. We are the solvers of the puzzle. We are the dreamer. We are the dream. We are all of it. I love these topics. It's so fun. I also wanted to add one more law as we end, and it's one that we all love: the law of divine timing. Because sometimes if there's something that we are pushing for, it's just not the right time, because you're meant to meet someone different before that, or you're meant to have this epiphany or experience one of these other laws, right? A reflection of yourself, and look at that and learn something before you actually have this manifestation, or before you actually quantum leap, because there are reasons that different versions of you, different timelines of you in this lifetime and beyond exist. And so if we're not able to extract these lessons, then the divine timing is not right now. It might be tomorrow. It might be in 3 hours. It might be in 5 minutes. But if it's not right now, how can you embrace what you're being shown from within, right? Using all of these laws and looking at yourself in this light of seeing, okay, you might want it now, but the universe is setting up all of the perfect pieces that might even be better than you could imagine as you quantum leap. So the delay is not denial, it is alignment. You are not being denied anything. You are actually being called into radical alignment, and we are co-creators. So it's not just, yes, you can do all the things and say all the things and be all the things and like perfectly align yourself. But if it's really not the divine timing, it's a co-creation. If the divine is also working with you in this, and the divine timing is not there, it's really important to surrender to that. And that's one of the biggest tickets here. You're being refined, not rejected. There's always something to learn from what we have or don't have, or had and lost, or whatever it is, whatever the story is. So quantum leaps do not always come with angels singing, with all of the rainbows and butterflies, and all of the glitter sprinkling upon you, right? That's kind of what is, I don't know, you see a lot of things on social media of like the quantum leap that I've made, and it's like so epic to be here. But a lot of times when we're about to have that leap, it looks like your world is falling apart, because it kind of has to, in order to be rebuilt into this new you, this new timeline. And when you understand the laws that are at play, you realize you're not being tested, you are simply being prepared. And when you can hold that energy, that resonance, that vibration, and you can see the law of previews as something that is happening for you to just help you feel actually like, oh, okay, this is actually on my path. And then with the law of reflections, really looking within to see like where you're an energy match to what you have right before your eyes right now, and how you can be an energy match to maybe something different. So I hope you liked today's episode and it opened up something for you in your mind, in your field. And that was my goal, is to unlock something, even if it's just energetically and you don't even know consciously what it was. Your subconscious mind is always listening. So by listening to podcasts like this, you're actually awakening the codes of being a creator, the creator of your life. And I'm really excited because I actually have a manifestation class. It's actually called Creator Codes because we love this podcast, and manifestation, creating, kind of the same, right? And this class is called Creator Codes, Manifestation, what is it? Creator Codes, Manifestation Activation. That's what it is. And it's going to be about a 90-minute class on April 21st. It's a Monday, a really great way to start your week. And it's really going to help you move through, like, reflect on these laws. I'm going to give you guidance. I'll do some, I don't know, we're going to see how it goes. Maybe some hot seat coaching and certain intuitive downloads as far as what's coming through with what you are manifesting. It's going to be epic. This class was actually asked of me, and I pulled my community and people were like, yeah, we want this. And so it's going to be one of the juiciest, most potent classes. We'll do a guided meditation. People love my guided meditations. I love my guided meditations too. They're really, really activating. And we'll talk about these things as far as how to really be in resonance with what it is that you are manifesting, and really talking about manifestation in a way that a lot of others do not talk about, because we got to make sure. I'm hearing chicken, you can't put the chicken before the egg, or I don't know what that is, but well, the chicken has to come first and then the egg, or what's first, the chicken or the egg? See, this is the whole manifestation conundrum out there. There's so much information. How can you distill it down into something that you can actually use and create something? And so bring something that you want to manifest, and we're going to work through it together, and it's going to be epic. I'm going to leave the link below. If you have any questions, I'll leave my email below. And please let me know how you like this episode. Please share it, like it, comment, subscribe. I am on YouTube and I'm on Spotify at this point right now. So please feel free to, again, share this with someone that you may think could benefit. And I'm so excited to host this class where we will dive deeper into really creating from the place of being such a powerful manifester and unlocking these codes from within in order to see everything on the outside of us, or whatever it is on the outside of us, shift in a way that feels really beautiful. So thank you. Oh, 3333. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will catch you all on the next episode of Creator Codes. One last thing. I do have personal readings available for the rest of this month in April. So catch those while you can. They're not always available, and I will see you guys next time. Love you.